Hi everyone, my name is Sophie Wilson. I'm the Director of Student Experience here at Into Suffolk. I'm really excited today to talk with you about how you can get involved with the university. So let's begin. There are a lot of ways that new and current students can get connected with not only other students at the school, but also alumni, potential employers, student organizations, and even other departments here on campus. So I'd like to talk first about how you can get connected with Into Suffolk involvement opportunities. We, as the center, share a lot about how you can get involved through a few different ways. The first is through a events calendar that we share at the beginning of every semester. This events calendar includes every single event that our center hosts throughout the entire semester. And we divide up these events into different categories. The first category is what we call Class Acts. Class Acts are academic-related events and programs that are actually run and managed by Suffolk University's Center for Learning and Access. This means that these class acts are actually led by individuals with experience in academic success, tutoring, writing, and more. Often, class act workshops are required as part of your Into Suffolk classes. However, even if it's not required, I highly recommend that you attend these free events because they are designed to make sure that you are academically successful, meaning you get good grades in your classes. The second type of event that we host is called Into Success events. Into Success events are actually different types of workshops where we bring in different departments from the Suffolk University campus. For example, this past semester, we had a workshop series through Into Success with Suffolk University's Career Development Center. So we talked about how to write a resume, how to give an informational interview, how to create a really successful LinkedIn profile, and more. So if you're interested in learning more about resources that exist on the university campus and learn more about other departments that exist at the school, while also learning some really important information about careers, volunteering, engagement, I do recommend that you attend our Into Success events. And once again, these events are always going to be free. There is no cost to you to attend. The last type of event that Into Suffolk holds is actually called the Into Leadership Council event. The Into Leadership Council is an organization of student leaders that are current and progress students from the Into Suffolk program. And these events are designed to be fun. So if you're looking to socialize, whether that's through game nights, like the poster on this slide shows, or even just connect with other Suffolk students, do attend our Into Leadership Council events. These are fun, these are social, it's a great way to build a new community. I do want to give a quick reminder as well that all Into Suffolk events that are occurring this fall semester will be through the platform Zoom. We will not be hosting any in-person events, and that's because we want to put your safety first. And we also want to make sure our events are accessible for students like you who may not even be studying in the same time zone as Boston. So all of our events, once again, are going to be hosted over the platform Zoom. And this is actually a picture from one of our events that we hosted last semester. And the event was How to Be Successful Online. One way that you can stay connected, not only with our Into Suffolk events, but all university events, is through our Into Suffolk Welcome Desk. And so this is a virtual Blackboard course that you are able to access at any time by logging into Blackboard, looking at courses, and selecting the Into Suffolk Welcome Desk. And this is basically a virtual front desk. So it will include information about office hours. So if you'd like to speak with me, if you want to talk with your academic advisor, or even someone from our finance team, you can schedule meetings through this platform. It also has information and important reminders about upcoming social events. So you'll see those in the announcement sections of the page. Every week, we also provide more reminders about what's happening around campus through our Into Suffolk newsletter. And this will be shared directly to you through Microsoft Teams. And you'll be added to Microsoft Into Suffolk Teams when you start at our school. Lastly, and I'm going to have this email address throughout this presentation, but please email us directly at into@suffolk.edu if you have any questions about how to stay connected with Into Suffolk events. So now I'm going to talk more about other university opportunities and involvement opportunities specifically. Suffolk has a program called Home Away from Home, also known as HAFM. Home Away from Home is a free program where you, an international student, is partnered with a domestic student at Suffolk University. This partnership is designed to be a culture sharing relationship and a way to make new friends and practice your English. Home Away from Home also hosts online engagement opportunities. These are some examples on this slide of activities they hosted during the fall of last year. But it's a really fun program, and it's a great way to build relationships with American students here on campus. You can apply for the program online. Another great way to get involved, and especially for students that are interested in leadership opportunities, is the Student Government Association. The Student Government Association is also known as SGA, and it's a leadership body of Suffolk students, both international and domestic students, who represent all of the student population with Suffolk leadership. In fact, if you are someone that wants to be the president of the student body, you can do that by joining SGA, and you'd actually have the opportunity to meet the president of Suffolk University. This is a great organization for students that are interested in leadership, in organizing, and in representing larger communities. You can connect with SGA directly by emailing them or by going on their social media platforms. For students that are also still interested in those leadership opportunities, I highly recommend that you look at Student Leadership and Involvement. Student Leadership and Involvement is a department on the Suffolk University campus that manages student clubs and organizations. They also have involvement fairs and multiple leadership programs that are free of charge to you. Some examples of these leadership programs include the RAM Academy, Leadership, and the Global Leadership Exchange. You can learn all about these opportunities through Student Leadership and Involvement by visiting their website. But I did want to highlight some of the clubs and organizations that you can join. When I was a university student, I was part of not one, not two, not three, but 4 student clubs my first year while I was a student. And that was because I wanted to make new friends. I wanted to have some hobbies, so something fun to do when I wasn't studying. And I wanted to learn about new cultures. So I highly recommend that during your first year at Suffolk, you join at least one student club. Now you're going to ask, how do I join a student club? Who do I go to? What clubs even exist? Don't worry. You can actually look at a list of all of the Suffolk student clubs, and there's more than 80 of them to choose from. I know it's a lot, but it's good to have options. And you can look at these clubs by looking at the Suffolk University Involvement Guide. And I actually included a picture of what that guide looks like in this presentation. So this guide is updated every single year. It includes the description of the clubs and the contact information of the club leaders. So I do encourage you, your first week or two while you're a student here, look up the involvement guide, find 1 or even 2 clubs that you're like, oh my gosh, this is perfect for me, and reach out to those club leaders requesting to join. Clubs are free, and clubs are a great way to build community. It's also important that if you are part of a club, that you add that club to your resume, because employers do look at what clubs and organizations you've been involved with while studying at university. Another department that has a wonderful amount of involvement opportunities is Suffolk University's Center for Community Engagement. Community engagement is defined as ways that you can volunteer or give back to a community. So if you've volunteered in the past, or if you've thought about volunteering, please go to the Center for Community Engagement's website to look at some of their volunteer offerings. They also have a few leadership opportunities as well, including a service learning faculty assistant and project leaders. Suffolk University also has a program called Alternative Spring Break, which is a week-long service project where you will participate in this project with maybe 7 to 15 other Suffolk students at a location somewhere in the United States. For example, you can actually have an alternative spring break project where you build homes in Indiana. All of these expenses are paid for by Suffolk University. And once again, this is a really good way to volunteer and give back to other individuals and other communities. To learn more about these opportunities to volunteer, please contact the Center for Community Engagement directly. So I know when I talk with students, a question that I get every single time is, can I work on campus and how do I find a job? And should I even look at an internship first, or should I look for a job first? Or what about my resume? Can you look at it for me? All of these questions are great, and it also demonstrates to me that you're looking for really relevant experiences that'll make you attractive to employers. The best place to go with these questions about how to get involved with jobs and internships is contacting our Career Development Center. The Career Development Center is a free resource on the Suffolk University campus, and they provide a lot of different services. They have individual advising appointments, so if you're not sure what kind of career you'd like, let's say you're studying finance, but you're wondering, should I work for a bigger company or a smaller company? Would I like to stay in the United States, or do I want to work elsewhere? You can have a one-on-one appointment with a career advisor who will help you talk through those options. The Career Development Center also offers workshops. They connect with employers, so they have career fairs on a regular basis. And they have a lot of professional networking opportunities. The Career Development Center also manages an online job search platform only available to you, Suffolk students, called Handshake. And I've included a picture of what that platform looks like. Any student can access Handshake and search all of the available internships and job opportunities for Suffolk students. And there are thousands of them. So I encourage you to contact the Career Development Center. And you can do that remotely, over email, over phone. There's so many different options, but they're here to support you and your career aspirations. The last involvement opportunity that I would like to highlight is called the Into Suffolk Peer Leadership Council. This is a really special group. And this is a group that I actually mentor. So you're going to see me a lot if you decide to join. The Into Peer Leadership Council is a leadership group of selected Into Suffolk students that represent the Into Suffolk student body. These are students that are leaders, that have been nominated by faculty, by staff, by other students. If you are interested in joining this program, please email us at into@suffolk.edu. As a member of this council, you'll attend regular meetings where we discuss event planning and leadership opportunities. You'll actually get hands-on experience creating and leading your own workshops and events with students. So it's really great for communication experience, program management experience, and you get to network with other departments on campus. It's also important that if you are interested in being a part of this, you do need to be responsible, professional, and you are serving as a representative of Into Suffolk with the rest of the world. So some of our students in this program have actually been asked to help out with creating marketing videos, talking with new students, and also helping out with orientation. So you're going to see some of our Into Suffolk Leadership Council students during orientation this semester. This is a great program for students that want to become leaders, that want to be a voice of Into Suffolk with the larger community, and are looking for responsibility outside of the classroom. The benefits of being part of this program, besides seeing me on a regular basis, is you will actually receive a recommendation letter, an online LinkedIn recommendation that I will be writing for you. So LinkedIn recommendations are very powerful because when you apply for jobs and internships, a lot of employers will look you up online and they'll look to see if you have a LinkedIn, which is that online career networking platform. You have a LinkedIn profile, and having a recommendation is something that's viewed very favorably. Another benefit of being part of the council is that you build a lot of professional networks. You'll be connecting directly with the director of Into Suffolk. You'll meet other department heads and members of the community. So it's once again a phenomenal opportunity for students that are seeking these leadership options. If you have any questions about how to get involved with Into Suffolk or Suffolk University, you can contact us, meaning Into Suffolk, through email or by even going to our virtual welcome desk and jumping in on one of our Zoom office hours. I also encourage you to stay connected with us by liking our LinkedIn page, which I've included a picture of, and following us on Instagram and Facebook. I want to say that I'm really excited to meet everyone, and you'll see me a lot throughout the rest of your time at Into Suffolk, and I'm excited to welcome you to our school and help you get connected with our community.